Let's face it, life isn't easy. If you're stuck in a bad relationship, betrayed or afraid of tomorrow, financially insecure, or desperate for a breakthrough, you've come to the right place. Dr. Carmen Harra is a renowned psychologist, intuitive, relationship expert, and best-selling author, and she's here to give you the miracle guidance you need. Her new call-in show, Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life, offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions, all for you. Dr. Harra's show aims to eliminate everyday problems, big and small, with topics like healing your relationships, reclaiming your power, achieving better health, dealing with loss, and so much more. Regain the joy, stability, and fulfillment you deserve to feel. Tune in to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life with host Dr. Carmen Harra, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and find the answers you've been looking for.
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Miracle Guidance. I'm Carmen Harra. So happy to be with you tonight and every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on OMTimes Radio. And tonight we're gonna dive into love relationship because that's what I love to discuss more, especially, talking a little bit about something that is called soulmates. A lot of people question, do they really exist? But believe me when I say that I've heard it all in my practice as a psychologist and counseling people for 25 years. I've heard clients who married their childhood sweethearts, clients who married and divorced and married again, the same person. I've heard clients who are in the 70s and they don't want to get married, no intention. And every person lives out a unique love journey based on their free will, based on their belief system, based on their faith. And I hear questions like, did I settle too quickly? Am I with the right person or did I make a mistake? Is this my soulmate? Am I in love with two people? Which one is the right one for me? Or if you ever ask yourself burning questions like this, what is exactly your mind set right now? So if you want to discuss much more about what's going on in your love life, this is the show to call in. And Christopher, my amazing producer, will connect you with me on 202-570-7057. The first question is, what is a soulmate? And I'm going to give you the definition of a soulmate according to Richard Bach, who's an American writer. And he considered a soulmate is someone who has locks that fit our keys and keys to fit our locks. So when we feel safe enough to open the locks, our truest selves step out and we can be completely and honestly who we are. So true to these words, a soulmate is the epitome of love and partnership. No one can fulfill you the way your soulmate can. So there is a lot of a difference between your soulmate, your heart's other half, and a life partner, a person who's convenient but can open your inner lock. So your soulmate, in my opinion, makes you feel entirely complete, whole, healed, intact, like no piece is missing from the puzzle. A life partner may be a great supporter and a longtime friend, a longtime companion, but he or she can never complement your spirit fully. So we all want to have a stable, serious partner in our lives. We crave the security of waking up in the same loving arms each day. We desire a deep bond with our partner, and we want to call them the other half, the soulmate, because love is purely energetic in nature. It's not just a tangible object, and there is no explaining how and why or with whom we fall in love. So no machine has been invented yet that can calculate that kind of a degree of compatibility between people, and there's no way to pinpoint who a soulmate really is. Now, deep relationships are divinely inspired, and for this reason, your best catalyst to a great relationship is your own energy, your thoughts, your emotion, your desire, your inner power. So you have to harness your energetic potential, and you will be brought to that person who's the right person for you, like that will be that other half that will complete the samsara, the wheel of life. Now, very often, however, I think we become heavily involved in relationships that were only meant to be temporary or were never meant to happen at all. Many of us remain in compromised relationships because we settle for a multitude of reasons. Fear of being alone, stubbornness, habit. We do this because we feel a profound desire to give and receive love, which is the root of our existence. We biologically designed to fall in love, so it's only natural that we pair up in the world. We say yes to people who are willing to love us, though they might not be the people we are destined to be with. Now, the beauty of free will is that we can remain in or walk away from any relationship we see fit. With careful introspection and with honest answers to a few questions, you can determine your partner's place in your life. Now, I want you to reflect on these questions that I have for you to understand whether your partner is or is not your soulmate. As you know very well, I'm always here, you know what I mean, to talk to you directly. And Patty from New York, my beautiful Marilyn from Singapore, all of you guys that are calling in, hold on the line. I'll answer your question. I'll be with you in a second. But let's dive into this so-called 13 questions that will help us reflect upon the difference between a partner and a real soulmate. And the first question is, what does your future look like? Because when you question this way, you can imagine that you can build a life together. Can you see yourself growing old with this person? So if you meet somebody, the first thing you should ask is this partner possesses that character, you know, that can make me build a future by his side or by her side? So try to always work in putting that in the perspective. Down the road, 5, 10, 20 years down the road, can you see yourself in the future with this person? Because that's so powerful, that's so significant. That's the first question. The second is, how do they regard the family? Do they have close ties with family member? Is family for them a priority? Do they experience problems in their family? The way in which a person tends to regard family speaks volume about the way they will treat you personally in their lives. So then the third one, can you both compromise? Because it's not a secret that a lasting relationship sometimes involves a compromise. Do you and your partner believe in compromise over separation? Even if it's a soulmate, sometimes people have to agree to disagree. They have to be willing to give and take, you know, on some essential problems that appear in a relationship. Because a relationship without compromise is a road with a dead end. The fourth question is, do you speak the same language? When I say language, I don't mean Spanish, Hebrew, English, Turkish. I refer to the language of mentality. Do you share the same ambitions? Do you have similar morals? Do you have the similar values? Do you have parallel goals? Do you, because according to that, you are likely to remain together, you know, and you are likely to dream in the same direction, or you might go in opposite direction. Number 5, you need to know what emotion do somebody trigger. What emotion does your partner trigger? A person who brings anxiety to you, brings pain, makes you feel worried, is not the right person for you. And that happens all the time, that you get involved in a relationship and you become anxious, you don't feel yourself. But a person who builds emotion like tranquility, harmony, it makes you feel protected. It makes you feel yourself. It makes you grow. That's the greatest gift anyone can give us, because the greatest gift is actually peace of mind, and you want peace of mind. Now, we go into number 6. Do we need them? Do we need that person in our life? Because partners who truly fit don't just want each other, they need each other. You're a person who's good for you, actually need that person. Their union swims a deep ocean after a long day, for instance. You just want to be with that person. You need those healing words. You need their presence. You need their unique touch. This kind of love transcends wanting, that kind of a need that has a lot to do with the seat of the soul. So you ask yourself, do I need this person? Is this person making me feel that enormous need of healing, of touch, of presence, do I need that? And number 7, how do they compare to other people in your life? When you really found somebody who's for you, who's making you feel entire, unheard, complete, there's a world of a difference between other partners that never made you feel this way. Have you brought into your life another partner who's just different? So make differences in other words, compare in your mind the contrast between the patterns of action in relationship with the present love versus the previous one. And then also make sure, that there is such a difference and a desire to make a progress. Number 8, can you tolerate their weaknesses? Because relationship call for a degree of tolerance and acceptance that will undoubtedly test your limits. Can you stand all of your partner's fault, every one of their bad habits and ill manners? Can you stand those? Similarly, do you appreciate what they do good? Can you genuinely, adapt to their tendencies, to their taste, to their desire, to their wishes, to their dreams? So this is significant. Number 9, do you see potential of improvement? Relationship in time gets better. Many people say, well, we fall apart 5 years later. I don't even know why I married this person. 10 years later, we're fighting in court. So human beings are highly prone to error. That's who we are. The fact is that you will never find a perfect partner. Each person who walks through your life will leave very flawed footprints. It is most important to estimate someone's potential to improve rather than whether, you know what I mean, they need a bit of work. What matters most is the willingness to better yourself. So you have to have that in a relationship. You have to have the potential, the desire, the willingness to improve in time. Number 10, do you feel a soulful bound? Sometimes you do. A soulmate is like that piece of a puzzle that's missing. So soulful bonds are rare. They don't happen all the time. It's like that feeling of deja vu, that feeling of us against the world, the feeling of a powerful sense of comfort, the sense of protection. And number 11, what have they taught you? Because a person coming in your life, no matter who they are, they bring a lesson. They are a reflection of something. The right partner is supposed to be your teacher. Two souls in harmony will have much to learn from each other. Remember that from me. Two souls in harmony learn from each other. Learn about love, about work, about finance, about forgiveness, about the elements of life. So they inspire each other. They evolve together. Number 12, person in your life, the partner in your life, the soulmate in your life, are they generous? Generous not only with you, but with others. It's so important. Do they give you the gift of their time, affection, attention? Because those rewards are so invaluable. And at the end, the last one is, do you expect miracles? I remember when I met my husband, I just saw that miracle of our relationship. Taking the first step into our home, holding our kids, love offers you amazing things. Whether you are married or not married or looking for a relationship is important. It is important to find your right partner. So if you say, well, I'm tired of waiting, I don't know what to do, am I in the right relationship, call in 202-570-7057. Let's see if you are or if you're not, and what's exactly going on with you. Don't forget about my new book, Committed, Finding Love Through the 7 Archetypes. That's a psychological way of defining people's behavior. So I came up with 7 major archetypes, and I want you to read the book to find out which archetype you are, which is the match in accordance with your archetype. Who is the perfect archetype for you? But first, define yours. And also, I think it's very important to remember that we need to know how to navigate through the world of online dating. If we're single, we need to build emotional intimacy. We need to mediate external influencing, apply real world solution, and as I said, determine your own archetype. That's what the book is all about. Committed, Finding Love and Loyalty Through the 7 Archetypes. And now I'm going to go and see who's calling me. I'm going to take a short break. So all of you guys, hold on the line and I'll be with you. My first caller will be Marilyn from Singapore. I love you. I'll be with you in a minute. I'll take a short break and be back with you in a second.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organisation, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at omtimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
COVID-19, brought to you by CDC and the Ad Council.
If you're feeling increasingly lonely right now, you're not alone. It's totally normal. Even though we may not be able to get together in person, connecting virtually with friends and family still gives you a chance to interact with people and may help raise your spirits. Join a virtual book club, set up group text chats, or online video coffee breaks with coworkers.
Find more self-care and coping tips at coping-19.org.
With you talking about the 10 elements of a soulmate, So significant to understand that soulmate, they do exist and how we recognize them. But before I go in, dive a little bit into something that I wrote in my book, Karma Queen's Guide to Relationship. And I wrote about this concept in Huffington Post some years ago. And this inspired me to write this guide for relationship called Karma Queens, which was supposed actually to be a big TV show on Bravo, but we only did an episode. Anyhow, I'm going to go to Marilyn in Singapore. Then I'm going to go to Patty, then to Kim, then to Rose, and you guys hold on the line. I'll be able to speak with all of you tonight. But let's go to Singapore first. How are you, my lovely Marilyn?
Hello, Dr. Carmen. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, my dear. Thank you for patiently waiting for me.
I know. I just love this topic right now.
Good. So,
yeah.
Any questions for me? Ask me whatever comes in your heart, because this this is something that almost every single one of us, is questioning at some point in life. When we're young and middle-aged, when we go through a divorce, when we cannot find the right person, we ask ourselves, is there somebody there for me who's the right person, and who's the right person? And that's why I'm writing all these books, to make people, understand who they are, what kind of an archetype they represent, how they identify a soulmate, what are the qualities, what you should look into somebody. And I'm going to go immediately after I speak with you and some other people into what are the elements that define a real soulmate. So we distinguish between what a soulmate really means and who is actually just a life partner, just somebody that you can have like some kind of a compromise relationship, which are almost 80 something % of relationship are compromise relationships, Very rarely to find a soulmate, because we actually don't pay enough attention. And many times we just get married because we just believe we need to get married. The society is telling us, at a certain age, you have to get married, you have to build a family, you have to have kids, you have to do all of that. So, but finding a soulmate is something that requires a lot of attention, introspection, and is not just something you find at every corner of the street. Okay. So any questions, Madeline, you have for me tonight?
Okay. If you remember the last time I called you, that I told you that I find this someone, the one in a dating site.
Yeah, I remember
and,
that. Yes.
Based on the fact, and then I'm not sure if he is really my soulmate, but because on my calculation, he is my soulmate. So what do you think? Is he really the one?
I think, do you see this progressive? Do you see do you feel that, because the soulmate is very intense. One of the elements of the soulmate is the intensity of the connection. And you feel like you cannot live without that person. The moment you meet a soulmate, there's something inside that, something that is difficult to define, something that's profound. That kind of a lingering emotion that fills you with joy. So if you have that feeling, like I feel overwhelmed, I like this person no matter what, I feel mentally connected, I feel mentally inseparable from this person, I feel this person can protect me, I cannot imagine life without him, I think he's bringing me in my life these lessons, I look in his eyes and immediately I sense the connection. Do you have any of these feelings?
Yes, actually, it's true. When we had a video call together, and we have this kind of feeling together, and it's really so. Maybe you're right.
So these are the elements of a soulmate. If you put the 10 elements, Dr. Carmen Harra, the 10 elements of a soulmate, you come across my article that I wrote years ago that everybody shared all over the internet. There's thousands of shares, and people made different versions of this, made videos of the elements, because everything I try to capture in this is not about me. It's about the fact that using those elements can help you identify if you feel the way I'm saying about this person. I really think you do. Now, where does relationship stands right now? Where are you with this person in this very moment?
Yeah, well, we're still building up, and then he's been he's telling me that he wants to marry me, and then we're just because of this COVID now, so I don't really know if we have future together. I'm not sure. You do have future
so together, against of the COVID and against of everything. Two people that found each other, real soulmates, are not separated by a COVID disease or by a pandemic. A real soulmate, they will survive no matter what. A bomb can drop. And the soulmates will still be there, waiting for each other, caring for each other in the same way, and feeling like they cannot make it without each other. It's like the two of you against the world. So if the world is in COVID, fine, let it be. But we are together against the COVID. So yeah, I want, by the way, and everybody listening, and Marilyn, you too, on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, at 3:00 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 Pacific, I'm live with Glennis McCann, my good friend, the fabulous numerologist, the number one in the world numerologist. And me and her, we answering your question. So if you're gonna go live on Facebook on Carmen Harra fan page, there's two Carmen Harra pages, one that has 130,000 followers. That's the one I'll be live with my friend Glennis. So come tomorrow, join me, and let's put more questions and let's dive deeper into this, Marilyn, to see where you stand. But I personally feel extremely well about this guy. And if you know his number, his birthday, and give his and yours, give it to Glennis tomorrow. Let's see what else she's coming up with. We'll put together our heads and come up with. But I personally feel extremely good for this one for you. I'm very excited and positive, and I put it in the perspective, and I have an extraordinary good feeling about this.
So you're good about him? You have this good feeling that
this can be somebody you will spend your life with. And this is somebody who will make you feel healed and complete and happy and fulfilled, and this is it. Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Carmen.
I love you, my
set an alarm for your live
so
chat,
tomorrow I'm waiting for you to be live with me and Glennis tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you for calling.
I already set my alarm.
Okay, my love. I love you, Marilyn. Okay, my
thank
beautiful.
you. Thank you so much.
My love. I'm gonna go to Rose. Hi, Rose, my love. I know you've been waiting for 30 minutes. I'm really sorry you've been waiting so long.
Oh no. Oh no, thank you so much. Trust
I
me,
love you, my Rose.
A long time for you. You're worth it.
Tell me, my dear Rose, how can I help? You can join me tomorrow if you want with Glennis. If you have nothing else to do at 3 p.m. Eastern time, you can join me live on Facebook. If you have questions, I'll take your questions. Me and Glennis, I'll pay attention for you. We will always have thousands of people watching us live on Facebook. But if you have nothing else to do and really want the take up both of us, it's going to be fun to be with us tomorrow, but only if you can. So what is your question that you have for me, my love?
My question is, I spoke to you, I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was telling you that I feel like the first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, like
I remember the memory.
It gave me like the brain fog and like memory.
How do you feel right now?
I actually feel like it's lifted.
Okay, let me tell you this. What I've learned by studying this, and I've studied this infection, this virus. This virus is not a flu that a lot of people confuse, this with a flu. This is not a flu. This is a virus that is very intelligent, and it attacks the body where there is a weakness. And if there has ever been, a tendency towards something neurological, then definitely, this will. Have you ever had 2 years ago, 10 years ago, something neurological like a memory problem or anything else like ophthalmic migraines or headaches or anything else, that you've ever identified? Did it ever happen that?
No, I mean, I had like 10 years ago, a car accident.
It affected your brain in any ways?
I don't know. I'm kind of starting to question it.
Let me ask you this. Did you hit your brain? Because when you have a car accident, you did, no?
Yeah, the back of the seat, but I never really,
No, you never had any symptoms, but you don't understand. No. You don't understand. You never had a symptoms, but there was something there that was never showing symptoms. And, if you do a CT scan, it shows, okay, brain is fine, there's nothing there, okay? But 10 years later, you get this intelligent disease called the virus and goes and finds a weakness there, finds that there was something there many years ago and will will create a problem where there was a problem. Like, for instance, I've seen kids who had asthma when they were 5 years old, and there comes this virus and activates asthma. Or people who used to have blood pressure 20 years ago, the virus comes and makes that blood pressure go to the roof. And this has absolutely nothing to do with a flu or symptoms of breathing or anything else. So, and more so, this virus creates what is called inflammation. What I think happened in your brain, an inflammatory process happened in your brain, an inflammation. And an inflammation has some consequences. You immediately feel not yourself. You might feel sometimes dizzy, feel loss of memory, feel foggy, perception is altered, your sensory level is altered. That's what happened to you. But usually this takes a while to go away. The moment the inflammatory process slows down, the symptoms will start disappearing. But in your case, what happened? You didn't actually have COVID, but you took the vaccine. It's the same thing. A drop of COVID was introduced into your body through the vaccine. So that's what happened. Actually, the virus was introduced through the vaccination into your system, causing this reaction. So I'm trying to, I don't know if I was able to explain it the way I planned to. I don't know if you got what I tried to.
It makes sense, but the thing that what I have to deal with right now is like I'm really at the very end because my employer is mandating by 9:30.
Okay. Well, my intuitive mind and my education in the medical field tells me go ahead, do the second dose. Nothing will happen anymore. The reaction took place. None of this will happen again. You know.
Yeah,
so you might have your so don't jeopardize your work. What was bad already happened. Taking the second dose, nothing will happen, you know, and you will be perfectly fine.
Yeah, you know, I felt okay at some point, like a couple weeks ago, about doing it, and then my friend happened to contact me, and you know, he has. No,
don't listen to other people. Everybody has their own understanding. Everybody has their own opinion. Better listen to a medical professional if they understand this disease. If they don't, then no, do your own research. My advice to you, and I don't really have the right to tell you what to do. You do what you think is right for you. But me as your older sister, me as a family member, me as your doctor, tells you, you know, you will be perfectly fine, you know. So I stand by my words and by my statement, and in which way you don't jeopardize your work. You are also protected of this vicious virus, you know what I mean? Because vaccination is still better than having the virus, you know. So I feel like you're protecting yourself, you keep your job, and you're not going to have any other reaction because the reaction already took place.
Yeah, you know, I'm so grateful and thankful. I say that I'm back in focus.
Good.
I mean, I feel like I'm in control of my brain.
You will be perfect. You will be perfect. And you know what? I ask you with all my heart to be kind enough to let me know how you are. If you decide to take the second dose, feel free to call the show and tell me that you are good and you're okay, so I can be very happy myself for you.
Do you think that, like, I've been trying to get a medical exemption from my doctor, and there's just all this going on, and I keep on hitting these roadblocks because I wanted to take this test. She's going to give me this cognitive test, but I just feel like it's probably going to come now that I'm coming back into focus. I'm probably
she might not be able to give it to you. You definitely have to see a neurologist. You have to discuss with the neurologist what happened to you. That might be helpful if you go to a good neurologist and describe them, you know, the effects, you know, on the cognition, and let him know, you know, whatever you've experienced. That might be a way to avoid it.
it's like too late now, but she wasn't going to send me to a neurologist. She was going to send me to someone that was going to give me some
you
cognitive.
You go to a neurologist on your own. You don't need anybody to send you a neurologist.
Well, the thing is, I have an
Oh,
HMO.
even if
So
you pay
I
out
just-
of your pocket, how much can it be to go to a neurologist? To
That's
pay for
true.
yeah, it's not that much. And at least you go to who you want to go, find the best in the area. What can it be? $100, $200, but your
Yeah.
well-being is more than $100, $200. So think
Well,
that
that's
way.
why I feel like at this point I have to do the vaccine and hope I'm going to be like okay.
I
and
personally think you're going to be perfect.
Yeah.
I really
I was
believe that with
feeling
all my
okay.
heart.
I was feeling okay about it too, and then unfortunately,
But don't
I
listen.
thought,
Don't allow yourself to be influenced by other people. Don't allow yourself to be influenced.
I mean, because there's this one doctor I want to go to that's a very good doctor. He's an internal medicine doctor, but he's like been working with COVID patients, and I was seeing one of his TV interviews. He has several on his website, and he did say brain fog is not a normal side effect, and I got brain fog. I just lifted after 6 months.
It's not normal, but a lot of, if you listen to all the doctors out there, a lot of neurological problems do come from this virus, and indirectly from the vaccination, because through the vaccine you got a tiny drop of the virus in your system, so it can still cause that problem. No matter the vaccine or the virus is 10 times worse, but the vaccination might have those side effects.
So do you think I should stop trying with my doctor? Because she actually typed out this medical note, but I had contacted my employer to let them know what was going on, and they just sent me a reply today that they cannot offer an extension.
Yeah, the employer, they're not going to care. Unfortunately, it's the system. Unfortunately, this is politicized. Unfortunately, the politics are involved here. And a result of this, this is not going to work this way.
I mean, of course, it's just scary after, I'm finally back again.
Be courageous. What's worse already happened. It cannot. You're not going to go back to this. It already happened. You cannot kill somebody twice. It already happened. The damage was done. Second time there will be no more damage.
But do you think that from what damage happened, I'm just still going to be okay? I'm going to be able to work.
You'll be absolutely okay because you fully recover from this.
Okay.
The very moment the inflammatory process goes away, your cognitive perception gets back to normality.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to amp up I take curcumin, which is 500 times stronger than turmeric. And there's
I recommend two things. I recommend turmeric with curcumin, which that's what you're taking, but I recommend the combination between curcumin, and I also recommend the best anti-inflammatory on the planet Earth, which is called bromelain. And bromelain...
Oh, I take that.
Bromelain, but 6,000
units. You told me before
units.
To take that.
6,000 units, not 1,000 units. Go to 6,000 units. That has enough potency to attack any inflammatory process, okay?
Okay,
so take that. And there's another thing that you can take that is called butterbur, that is for the brain, and re-establish the connection, and it's very good for the cognitive mind. Butterbur. Write me an email. I write you some of the stuff. Yeah.
How do you spell butterbur?
That are all natural, but I'm on the show. I can't keep. I have a lot of people waiting.
Thank
but
you.
If you write me an email,
I will.
I'll promise I'll send you what you need to take, and I have other ideas. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
so
my
much.
beautiful.
I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Okay, my love. I love you, Rose. I need to talk to Kim. I need to talk to Patty. So you guys hold on the line. I'll be with you. I'll take a short break, and I'll be with you in a moment.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Hello, I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, host of OMTimes magazine's flagship radio show, What is Going On? My passion is sifting through information, research, and innovations from new thought teachers, speakers, and researchers pushing back the boundaries of what we know about life, energy, metaphysics, and the universe. I love shifting perceptions about who we are, why we're here, and how quickly impossible becomes normal when we open our minds, expand our awareness, and accept that the only limits that exist are those we place upon ourselves. So if you're the kind of forward-thinking, eager investigator of what lies beyond the current reality that most perceive, why not make a date to come play with me in the field of possibilities at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday, and together we can discover what's really going on.
If I could be you,
and you could be me,
for just 1 hour.
If you could find a way
to get inside each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out. And for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
And I'm back. So excited to talk about the 10 elements of a soulmate. And I'm going to go to Kim right now, and then to Patty, and then if Cornelia,
I've been on hold for an hour with this thing. Good to see you, Aim. Hello.
Hi, my lovely Kim. How are you, my dear?
I'm good. I hear that you're doing well. I'm happy to hear that.
Yes. How can I help you, my love?
I have two quick questions for you. Mm-hmm. So one of them is regarding my job situation. I was a nanny for over 2.5 years, and I unfortunately had to leave. And
I remember this. I kind of remember you telling me this. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. So I've been. I'm cleaning homes right now. I'm just trying to make do to keep an income, but I just want that one full-time job. And there's one that I have an interview tomorrow, and it's with two doctors. You know, it is with COVID. Everybody stays home, and then you become a mommy and a daddy's helper, and that's just not what we want as a caregiver at our age. Anyway, so I just want to know, when do you see a full-time job with one employee coming my way? There's an interview that I have tomorrow.
This can happen very quickly. I feel the interview tomorrow is good. I think you just have to be yourself because you're extremely good in what you do. You're very reliable. You do a fantastic job. You should trust that. And you've been doing fabulous jobs before. I think you probably have great recommendation from other people. And I do believe that you're going to get a job relatively quickly, very quickly. And I know you need a job because we all need to have money in our pockets, you know.
Right, but do you see me when I get this job? Do you see me liking it?
Yes, I think you're going to like it. You know how to adjust. You're not extremely picky. Of course, you want to work with good people. But you will adjust to, nothing is perfect and nobody's perfect, but you will be able to like it.
So do you see it being long term, or could someone?
Yeah, long terms. Yeah, long terms.
So do you see me getting a job in an office? Because that was another option.
That's a possibility too. That's completely up to you. I feel like you will choose. You will choose between having a job in an office and it's gonna be completely up to you.
So you see me? Okay, all right. So do you know when I would start this new job?
Relatively quickly. My opinion is somewhere in October you're going to start the job. That's going to be the middle of October, the third week in October, but relatively, I don't have a feeling of you being without a job. That's my intuition talking here.
No, I have one now, but it's cleaning homes. It's nothing what I want to do. It's just
it's not
just
that.
an
It's
income.
like it's
Okay,
the
good.
new opportunity that is what you want, that pays better, that is more the job that you meant to do.
Okay. All right. And the other quick question I have is that I want to give you my boyfriend's birthday, and I wanted to see how things are looking to you with us.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. It's May 19. 1971.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
So May 19th, 1971.
And when are you born?
I am, thank you. I am October 3, 1969.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, you're good for each other. You're compatible. You nurturing him, and he's a good man. I have a great, and he's really, I have a great presence. He's a great presence. He's strong. He's a little bit independent. In the same way, he carries some issues, some emotional issues, probably from his youth or from a previous relationship. But other than that, he's you healing him, you helping each other. I think this can work.
Okay, yeah, because you had told me that he was a karmic relationship.
Yeah, and it's also healing. It's karmic and it's healing. So it's actually, I think that this relationship is gonna be good for you.
Yeah, because we've had some. He has brought some past stuff, old past habits that he had with her. It was 30 years.
Right.
She's narcissist. He's very toxic, and he is a good man. And a lot of it, like, he can't help but bring some of his unhealthy habits into the new. And that's been our little
what
bit
I
of a
said. There's something he carried from the past, but you that healing force, so you can help him overcome that.
So, do you see us like moving like deeper into a more serious relationship?
Yes.
Like,
yeah. And you work on that because you the one making decisions here indirectly. So you're the one who can make that happen. Don't leave it up to him. You decide all of this for him.
What do you
He's just
mean?
following. You're the one making the decision. He's just following your decisions.
So do I want to make the decisions? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I want you to be more on top of it. You're the one making more the decision, okay?
As in what way? I'm not understanding.
Like when it comes to taking this relationship to another level, you control this relationship better. You take charge better. You make decisions of where you guys gonna go, how you gonna handle it, if you wanna move together. So be a little bit more present, a little bit more aggressive, not in a negative way, okay?
So push for a deeper relationship with him? I didn't know if I should push him.
You should push for a deeper relationship, but in a very smart and elegant way. You can do it in a wise way.
Any suggestions?
It's like he's the one waiting for you to kind of make decision. Like this decision eventually of moving together, decision of traveling together, decision of better communication, being more in touch, understanding, building that emotional intimacy. So I feel like that, and also if you want to get my book with the committed, you're going to find his archetypes, and that's going to help you psychologically understand the way he behaves.
All right,
okay.
Because I just thought he needed space, in a sense, just to
I don't think the man really needs space. That's not what I feel right now. I think the space will just create a separation, and I don't think that's what you guys need.
No. Okay, so do you feel like he's like falling in love, and that maybe he wants to move in eventually together? Like,
yeah, I feel like that should be the way. That should be the way. Yeah, that should be the way.
Is that what he wants? Does he want to live together?
If he wants that, he's not convinced of how he should proceed. So that's why you, the force, that can reveal that to him.
So I have to reveal that?
Yeah, you just help him, open up to you. Help him open up.
Okay.
I mean, it's a lot to talk. I have only limited minutes, and I have a lot of people on the show. But
sure. No problem. Thank you, Carmen.
I love you, my Kim. I'm going to go to Patty. Hi, Patty. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I love you, Patty. Sorry that I kept you waiting so long. So how can I help you tonight?
Okay. I called you up several weeks ago. I have tachycardia. Like my heart races at times, and you told me to go to the doctor to get medication, which my appointment is not until next Thursday. But I had COVID back on March 29th, which tomorrow makes 6 months. And ever since then, I've been having a lot of tachycardia to the point that I'm always running to the hospital.
COVID does, COVID creates a cardiopathy, enlarge the heart, enlarge one of the ventricle inside the heart. And when that happens, that creates tachycardia. So COVID is lead to tachycardia. Now, for tachycardia, you can take atenolol or propranolol. These are the medication for tachycardia. So
yes, I will be going to the doctor to get a medication.
I want you to suggest atenolol and not propranolol because it's an easier medication, less side effects, and I don't think you need anything else other than atenolol. So ask preferably see a heart doctor and ask if he can do an echo of your heart.
Yes, he did. He did it back in June, and it's
okay.
great.
Is there an enlargement on the left ventricle of your heart?
I don't know. He said everything is fine.
Everything is fine. Then it means that COVID didn't affect you, or at least if it did affect you, it got back to normality. Then tachycardia might have an emotional component having to do with neopinephrine or adrenaline going high, the sympathetic system, the nervous system, the sympathetic system sometimes produces release of this catecholamine in the bloodstream. The heart is fine, but then the heart tends to race. And this is the way people sometimes have panic disorders or have the sense of dying, but actually nothing is happening to them, but their heart beats up to 120, even 140. How fast does your heart beat?
When it goes racing, sometimes 150 beats a minute, but then it goes down by itself.
That's scary and that's dangerous. So that's really dangerous. You really need to take, if that happens, you can go up to 2 atenolol, even 3, if that gets so high, because that's a dangerous heartbeat.
All right, but but I also have, I was really diagnosed 2 weeks ago with POTS. I was in the emergency. POTS, which is called postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And then because my sodium was below normal, but not okay. So, but ever since last year, when I go to the emergency room, that's what they see, that my sodium was always below normal.
Well, you can bring your sodium to normal. And there's another thing. Check on your left kidney. Check on your kidneys. Check on your kidneys to see if there's not a stenosis there, because that can happen. That can lead. How is your blood pressure?
High.
Yeah.
But not that high.
How high is it?
150 over something.
That's
but then in the morning, sometimes But in the morning, sometimes it's 120, 115.
So now, so I want you to learn that from me. The real heart attack and the real blood pressure that is mechanic and that's medically a problem happens in the morning. More heart attacks happen in the morning between 7 a.m., 8 a.m. That's when people die of heart attacks. So if when you wake up, your blood pressure is good and your heart is good, then you don't have a real problem with your arteries and you don't have a real problem with your heart. Something else is causing this. And that can be related to those neurotransmitters that I'm telling you about. You know what? Give me a call on this one. I can really help you.
Do you think this is anxiety too?
It can be anxiety related, because if it's anxiety, the neopinephrine goes to the roof and your heart gets out of rhythm. So that's what happens. It's mechanic, and is related to the hormones in the brain, and that's why it is anxiety related. And just send me an email. I want to help you with this.
All right. So do you think it's mostly physical and psychological at the same time.
There's a huge mental component into this, more than physical.
For me.
Yeah,
not for
you.
everybody else, but for me, yeah.
For
yeah,
you in particular. I'm analyzing you, not anybody else.
Right, but you don't see anything physically wrong with me. I just have
not
to be.
Not really. If your echo is good, then no. But 150 pulse is way dangerous. So it means there is an underlying situation that we need to correct. And I'm also going to give you, I can on the radio, give you some tips how to lower naturally the rhythm of the heart in 3 seconds. So immediately you drop it from 150 to 80 in a matter of 30 seconds. And I'll tell you how. But I can on the radio, okay?
All right. Bye-bye.
And I'm going to the end of the show. I love you. Cornelia,
Bye-bye.
I'm so sorry. Call me next week. And all of you guys that I couldn't answer tonight, I'll be with you next week. I'm Carmen Harra on OMTime Radio. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be with you next week, same place, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be live tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time with Glynis McCann on my fan page on Facebook Live. Come with your questions, we'll answer them. Cornelia, come on Facebook tomorrow at 3 p.m. I love you.